Do not belittle anyone. Do not degrade and ridicule someone. The person you're ridiculing might even be better than you. And it's not a quality a believer would want to come with. It's not a trait that a believer wants to have. And in the time that we're living, it's so common that we belittle our Muslim brother. Allah Ta'ala shows us that this is the trait of the criminals. He says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ أَجْرَمُوا, those who have criminals and exceeded their limits, the evil ones, كَانُوا مِنَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا يَضْحَكُونَ, they mock and they degrade the believers. They laugh at the mu'mineen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. Hope you're doing well. Today I had a very long day. As you can probably see from my face, I'm pretty tired. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of advice and a little bit of help when it comes to finances. Obviously, you guys know I make weekly videos. Usually it's always vlogs, but today I wanted to specifically dedicate and talk about finances. Now, I have made previous videos on finances, and it's actually a question I get asked all the time on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. People would always say, message me, DM me, and they would say to me, okay, can you give us some advices about your tutoring business, about the different businesses that you do, and just a bit of advice. And alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, when it comes to entrepreneurship, I have a little bit of knowledge, and I think it's nice to hearing their update and share that knowledge so that it can benefit anyone out there, especially the Muslim brothers and sisters, because finances is a very important part of our life. Now, I don't want you guys to see me as making this video in a way of, oh, I'm trying to boast, I'm trying to big myself up, and that's not the case. Rather, these are videos that I generally want to put out there so that people can be motivated, inspired, and perhaps this will help you. Any sort of advice that you can take, as I said, all the advice you see on YouTube and whatnot, it's completely free knowledge that you're getting. So if you can help anyone, it's something that inshallah will be on my scale of good deeds. And obviously finances is very, very important, especially as Muslims. With finances, with making money, you can do lots of khair, you can help lots of people, you can change people's lives and do all sorts of things, charity and whatnot. And the Messenger obviously talks a lot about charity, which is something I talked about in many different videos, so I don't want to go too much into it. But it's very important as Muslims that we try to be entrepreneurs and try to make as much money in a halal way as possible. And in this video, I'm just going to tell you my personal journey. So yeah, let's just get started. Now, the first thing that I wanted to talk about, the first method, which you guys obviously know because you've seen me do this literally for the past 5-6 years, is tutoring. Now, alhamdulillah, I started tutoring when I was 16 years old. So straight after I got my GCSE results, you know how Asian parents are, when they see you've done very good results, they go around calling all other aunties and uncles and they tell them how good you done in your GCSEs. And then alhamdulillah, I was able to have lots of students. I used to go one-to-one group tutoring. I used to go and teach people in person. And that was for like about a year and a half-ish. And then since then, obviously COVID-19 came, and you guys know the entire educational department, whatever, everything's gone from in person to basically Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Skype, and Google Meet. So everything went online. So alhamdulillah, from there I was able to teach online and I was able to escalate. Now, one of the things we do at Abu Educates is we help you with one-to-one tutoring. We also do group tutoring, but one-to-one tutoring is what we do mainly because that's what we think to be the most effective solution. And that is when you have teachers obviously teaching students one-to-one, and we do GCSE and IGCSE tutoring for basically pretty much all subjects and pretty much all exam boards really. And then we do A-level biology, chemistry, maths, and physics tutoring. And then we also help you with the UCAT and the BIMA. Now, the UCAT and the BIMA and also other exams like the GAMSA and the CASPA, these are exams that basically you need to get into med school or dental school. And obviously the BIMA exam no longer exists, and GAMSA and CASPA are mainly for postgraduates. But these are exams, entrance exams, that are very important, and we actually help students with that. Similarly with Oxford and Cambridge Uni, when they have to do these different exams, then we are here to help students as well. Now, obviously we help people with the entire med school and dental school application. And it's funny because literally the other day I was speaking to a student who's in second year med school, also another student who's in first year med school, and you can see all these students, we help them all the way from GCSE, A-level, work experience, personal statement. We help them with their interviews. So we literally help you with every single thing that is related to the medical and dental school process. Now, we also do help you go from degrees like biomedical science, neuroscience, and whatnot, to degrees like medicine and dentistry if you want to go through the postgraduate route. So in other words, we basically help you with anything that's in the educational department, including apprenticeships, degree apprenticeships, and just normal UCAS applications. So it's something we help you with, not just medicine and dentistry related, but anything that you need here in the UK. And we've obviously helped international students come from international, their countries to the UK when it comes to medicine and dentistry. One other thing that we do is obviously productivity coaching. This is something that I myself do. And again, alhamdulillah, I've got a niche of people who actually want to be more productive. And because I've got a bit of tips and a bit of advice and a little bit of experience from my personal life, we're able to do one-to-one sessions with people and we help them a lot with productivity coaching. Now, another thing that I do, I don't actually really mention this, and it's not really something I do like in general, like I don't tell people about it, but alhamdulillah, I teach Quran as well, and I've got a few students, and this is something I only really do to family members or like close friends. So I don't really do this. I don't go around telling people, oh, this is something that I do. Here is the application process. No, this is not something I personally do, but it's just something that, the Messenger sallallahu said, خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلم. The best of you are those who learn the Quran and teach it to others. So obviously family members would call me and they say, oh, I want you to do this and that, or close friends, then yeah, alhamdulillah, I teach Quran weekly to a few students. So yeah, that's essentially all we do. And obviously we have our website, abueducates.com. Again, you can see hundreds and hundreds of our reviews of our results and our highlights, all of that thing you can see, from GCSE results, A-level results, IGCSE results, UCAT results, students getting into every single university when it comes to med school, alhamdulillah, King's College London. Literally, there is people in my course who I helped get into med school, and there is obviously people in different universities, the Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial, UCL. We've got students from every single uni. Again, hundreds of reviews, hundreds of results. You can see all of them from the past few years, all the way from like 2020 COVID time, and you can see all of them on Abu Educates at Instagram, TikTok, obviously any social media. You can see all of them in our videos. Now, if you guys do need anything, message us. Again, spaces are very limited. We're really, really busy, especially this time of the year. So let us know if you need anything. And of course, on our website, there is literally 20 plus ebooks when it comes to med school, dental school, GCSE, A-level, all sorts of notes that you guys need. Now, the second thing that I've done, and I've done this for basically about 2 years, is videography and photography. Now, this is alhamdulillah something that I'm actually very good at, but I no longer do this because honestly, it's there's a lot of challenges when it comes to this. Like, I feel like there's too much time, traveling, going to clients, and obviously as Muslims, we can't use music in the content, we can't show women and whatnot. So there's a lot of little barriers. But alhamdulillah, in my 2 years of videography, where I'm not talking about videography for myself, making content, but alhamdulillah, like actual professional videography with my clients, it's something that we were able to help a lot of people with, and it's something that in that moment of time, alhamdulillah, I really enjoyed. But there's just too many barriers, and we're just taking too long. And the tutoring business and all the other different avenues of income are much, much better. So it's very good that I have this skill of videography, because subhanallah, I started social media. I started making YouTube videos when I was 10 years old. So obviously nowadays anyone can be a influencer. They just take your phone and they just start making videos. But back in the days, that used to not be the case, because YouTube came in 2006, and it was very hard. And I remember when I was 10, I used to do this little magic tricks and those videos for YouTube. I can't actually even find one of those videos, but all of these years of learning how to edit, learning how to make thumbnails, graphic designing and all that stuff, these are things that you learn over time, over and over and over, and you refine the skills, and you come to a level where you can use different editing softwares. So alhamdulillah, I was able to do this, especially when I was doing biomedical science at Queen Mary. I was working as a videographer as well. And what I love about all of these jobs, alhamdulillah, and all of the methods I'm telling you guys, subhanallah, this is one thing that I generally think is a ni'mah, it's a blessing from Allah Azza wa Jalla, is that I was always able to, my whole life, I always was self-employed. I never had to, work for another person. I never had to go and work in retail. I never had to go work for anyone else. I was always, alhamdulillah, for the past 6 years, I'm 22 now, since I was 16, I was always working for myself. To be honest, I was getting paid off YouTube, I think, long time ago when I was like, I don't know, 12 years old, 10 years old, but it was probably pennies at that time. So if you guys want to count that, then I guess that counts as well. But in general, it's it's very interesting, because these are skills that you learn over time. So alhamdulillah, videography, photography is also something that you can go into. And I went from, obviously, you guys need to understand, like, videography is very expensive, right? So I went from basically having a Nikon camera to a Sony camcorder, and then I had a Lumix G7, and then I had a Sony A6400, and then now I have the Sony A7 IV, which I basically had for 2 years and I've been recording on. So overall, even on my like all the equipment, the gimbal, the RS3 Mini and whatnot, like I've done a whole video where I was talking about all of the different lenses and stuff like that I use. I'm going to link the video down in the description below. You guys can see it. And basically, videography is pretty expensive. Like you will see that, it takes a bit of money to actually have proper equipment. And obviously the skill itself and the patience it takes, all of that, it takes a bit of time. So alhamdulillah, that's also something that I've done and, I've learned a lot from. Now, number 3 is sponsors. Now, sponsors is something that is really, really amazing because, you can make a lot of money with a small sponsorship. Like you can charge £500 for a 60-second reel on Instagram, which might even take you, like an hour to make. So obviously for that, you need to have a social media platform. Now, alhamdulillah, I had many, many sponsors. You guys probably saw on Instagram, TikTok, and sometimes on the YouTube videos. So, you'll see that, alhamdulillah, that's something they pay you with. But again, you need to have a social media audience for that. And subhanAllah, I remember so many times, I'm not going to say names, but I had to say no to some very big, Islamic companies even sometimes, and non-Islamic companies, on when it comes to videos with them, because they'll be like, oh, can you use this music in that video, or can you include this woman, or put this, put that. And obviously as Muslims, we cannot be sacrificing our principles, our values, our fundamentals just for a bit of money, because that money is not going to come and benefit you in any way, shape or form. And obviously we know rizq is from who? From Allah Azza wa Jal. وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ يُسْرًا. If you fear Allah Azza wa Jal, He's going to make your affairs easy, and He's going to make a way out for you. And وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبْ. Allah is going to provide for you from a place that you never thought that Allah would provide you. And obviously the Messenger ﷺ tells us, إِنَّكَ لَن تَدَعَ شَيْئًا لِلَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَ إِلَّا بَدَّلَكَ اللَّهُ بِهِ مَا هُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنْ. That you never leave something for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, for His sake alone. This haram opportunity that came to you, and it's a lot of money, and it's a lot of this and that, but you feared Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah is going to give you something that is much, much, much better than that. And you will see it in your own life. And I promise you, this is something that I learned from personal experience. Now, number 4 is a social media agent. Now, this is something that I kept pretty low-key. Alhamdulillah, this is something I've been doing for a while. And essentially what happens is that you have people from obviously countries like India and Pakistan, and you also have UK customers where they ask you to edit their videos in your style, for example. And all you're doing is you're charging them for a package, let's say £500 for this many videos. And then what you do is you basically pay a fraction of that to someone else who can outsource the work. And now the 5th and final way that I want to talk about is affiliate links. Now, affiliate links can help you again so much, especially if you have an audience. For example, one affiliate link that we have is Muslims Reconnect 10. If you guys want to get 10% off from any Islamic books, for example, on darussalam.com. If you go on their website, you can literally get any Islamic books, any Islamic gifts, anything, and you'll get 10% off by using Muslims Reconnect 10. So yeah, guys, I guess use that. Yeah, that's another method. And again, affiliate links, there's so many different ways to make money, but especially on social media, like affiliate links, like TikTok Shop and whatnot, is an amazing way where, you can make money. And one thing I wanted to say really is, at the end of the day, remember, if you make halal money, that money is going to stay, I promise you. And one of the most important things also when it comes to making money is how you spend it. You have to be smart with it. A lot of the times you will see that people, they spend money on things that they absolutely do not need, and it's not going to help them in any way, shape or form. So obviously it's not just about how you make money, but how you're able to spend that money and save that money. And obviously we know from the Quran, إِنَّ الْمُبَذِّرِينَ كَانُوا إِخْوَانَ الشَّيَاطِينَ, that indeed those who spend too much money excessively on things that they don't need, they are the brothers of who? Of Satan. So when you follow the Islamic principles, and again, I want to go very deep into this, but not now yet, and maybe I'll actually make a proper course on it on Muslims Reconnect, which, by the way, you guys can go and check out in the links in the description below. It's me and Zaid's new academy, alhamdulillah. And yeah, so basically later on in the future, inshallah, I'll talk very deeply about this topic, because when it comes to finances, it's something that I've always really been excited about, and it's something that I genuinely am interested in. So yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to say really. And I'll actually end it with this hadith of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he says, لو أنكم كنتم توكلون على الله حق توكله لرزقتم كما يرزق الطير تغدو خماصا وتروح بطانا. If you were to follow Allah Azza wa Jalla, if you were to really have that tawakkul and that trust in Allah Azza wa Jalla, that He is going to provide you, and you've obviously put your effort in and you've done your part, and Allah's not going to forsake you, then He's going to provide for you, just like He provides for the animals, just like He provides for the bird. The little bird that you see, nice and cute, innocent, it leaves his house empty stomach, and he comes back home and he has food. Allah Azza wa Jal, just like He provides for the bird, He will provide for me and you if we stick to our principles. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, guys. I just came in, freestyled this video just to let you guys know, because you know a lot of people are interested. They've been asking me. You guys always ask me on Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere. You guys are always like telling me, oh, how do you make money? How do you do this? How do you do that? So all I wanted to do really is shed some little bit of light, little bit of advice, and you know, tell you my personal journey. And again, this isn't to flex. This is for me to be very transparent with you guys, and for you guys to just, you know, see this as some sort of, you know, way to motivate you and to inspire you. And obviously, أعوذ بكلمات الله التامة من كل شيطان وهامة ومن كل عين لامة. I have to be careful of the evil eye, and that's what I wanted to say. Take care, guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you guys very soon next week with the usual vlogs, inshallah.